We on?
Yep.
All right, hey guys. We're out here, it's late February, and we're doing a little bit of limbing. I'm going to explain a few things about limbing evergreen trees today and our thought process on it. We've got it down to a bit of a science here now. So the first thing is that we're doing this now in the winter months. It's about -5 today, and so the sap isn't running through these trees, okay? Or at least it's down a lot in the evergreen trees, and they don't bleed as bad when you're out here in the cold weather doing it. Also, when I go and cut these off, I'll just take one of these limbs off here. Okay, they tend to snap off a lot easier when it's cold out, and they make a cleaner cut. If I were to do that same cut when it's warm out, what I'm finding is sometimes it's taking the bark from around below the cut that I just did, and it may make a bigger lot of damage here because the tree would be softer, and like I say, it's causing more damage if I do this in any kind of warm weather. So long as it's cold out, you can get away with making these chops with minimal damage and minimal amount of bleeding coming out of it. Now, so that explains what to do, or the time of year to do it. The other time, or reason we do it this time of year, is because of the snow. And if you look down here, we don't have a whole lot left, but I've got a couple inches here still of snowpack that allows me to therefore reach up higher on my tree when I'm limbing, and I can start taking these upper limbs. Because what I want to do, I want to try to limb this up as high as I can, and then eventually when this tree grows out, it's going to grow over top of these knots, it's going to heal, and we're going to end up with a better like veneer log. Now, not likely this old dead spruce tree is going to end up a veneer log, but that's the thought process behind limbing these off, is that you're going to make a better quality log whenever you do harvest it and go to saw it. Okay, so there's several ideas. Do it in the winter time. Do it when the snowpack is at its highest so that you can reach as high as you can up there. And do it when the branches are cold so that they snap off and that the sap isn't running hard and the tree isn't bleeding bad. Now, a couple other things. These are old kind of messy cuts that I did when I was rushing previously, and I'll have Leo zoom in on this. You can see I left a stub sticking out of there and another one down there. That's not good if that's left there and this tree starts to grow out around that, is what I've realized. So I'm going back and fixing some of my mistakes now from a couple years ago, and I'm just coming back through and knocking those off again. And what I'm finding is that the damage now, if you look at this, is very minimal compared to when I do a fresh cut. So the tree already sort of heals itself, it seems like, and it stops putting any kind of life into that branch. And then when you go back, so long as you catch that within a few years of your original cut, you can go back and you can fix up your tree and really do a nice job with your axe, okay? Now, that said, the axe therefore doesn't do the finest job on these limbs. What would do a better job are one of my saws. So here are my options for tools. Quickly, I'll just say this about the hatchet. I can use a hatchet to take limbs off of this thing. Not quite as efficiently, but it's lighter, so you use less energy. The reason I don't typically use this, Leo uses this, but I don't. I use a two-handed axe down there because I'm often taking out small trees and stuff as I move through the forest at the same time. And so I want a two-handed axe that I can come down and, you know, take down something with a bit of diameter. And that's why I don't go around much with the hatchet. Now, my other option are the bow saws. And if I look at this, and I'll get you to come around the tree here a little bit, Leo, we're running out of limbs. Come on around this way. Maybe stand over there. Okay. I can try using this, but the problem with this again is that it's a little bit harder to get tight to the tree because of even just that little bit of width up there. But I can do it. But now you look at the amount of time it takes to do that. Okay, makes a very nice cut, but it takes more time and effort to do it with the saw. And the reason that we decided not to use those, that's number one, is that it takes more time and effort. Number two is because it's gumming up our blades when we do it on evergreen trees.
My God, I'm looking through something here.
What is it, bud?
I'm looking through this thing here.
Oh, okay. Well, let's step this way again. Yeah, so I don't, given the cost of something like this silky saw here, I don't want to gum up that blade unnecessarily. And so we've decided that because of the lower value of some of these evergreen trees, like the spruce and the fir trees that we have on the property, we're doing a little bit, we're going to do these with the axe, and then we're going to retain our saw blades for doing more valuable trees and mostly hardwoods. Okay, so the thought process was, I just go around the evergreen trees with the axe. All you got to do is sharpen the axe every now and then, and you can see how much faster and more efficient it is.
Gonna get a wood chip in my...
And again, so long as I get these cuts tight to the tree and there's no knot left, then we're going to have that heal over really nicely. And then I'm just going to take you over here and show a couple healed spots on this tree. So this is one that I cut the other year. And if you zoom in real tight here, Leo, to some of these black spots, this is what it looks like after probably a year and a half or so of healing. And that's healed over really well. And those cuts would have been done with an axe. So it's working out really well. What's the matter, buddy?
My hands are super cold.
Okay, we got to turn this off then, guys. Leo's getting really cold holding that camera. I don't blame him. It is like -5 and he's got his fingers out in this.
Yeah, I don't have any mittens because I'm going to have to press the buttons and the zoom in buttons and the... Yeah, so...
All right, so thanks for watching. We'll do another one on our hardwood trees. And I think I'm going to do a separate video on our pine trees probably to explain my thought process on those. But anyways, that's our advice on the limbing for now. Thank you for watching. Cheers.
Bye, guys!